Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special Friday afternoon session where I'm coming back on to complete a couple donations and a few of the free readings from this morning's session. You'll see there's no chat in this session because I'm not taking any new requests for this session, but I will be back at 6 p.m., a little over 4 hours. Wait, 5 hours from now. No, 4 hours. It's almost two. Almost 4 hours from now. And then also, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and then on Friday, Saturday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So I'll be back if you want to join me then. After I'm done here, I will post a comment listing the order in which the readings were completed. I got to like 4 free readings in this morning's session, and then I had 2 donations that I did not get to towards the end. So we're going to start with the 2 donations, and then we'll jump into the remainder of the free readings. So we're going to use the Light Seers Tarot. I got a double decker going on here. I've got like twice as, just one card missing out of a double deck here. So we got all of that. So a chance to get duplicate cards. But we'll start off here with Supernova. So Supernova, thank you so much for your patience in getting to your donation reading. And thank you for all your multiple donations. I really appreciate that. So your question was, you feel so darn different. I love it. And you can't pinpoint why you're more mature and understanding, compassionate towards yourself. All right. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants to show you here. Just a little bit of understanding of where all that's coming from. Yeah. The bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups, really, I mean, she rolls over the suit with the king, but all the queens are given a second portion. She's really self-aware, really diving deep within her emotions and swimming in there. And so a big piece of this is that you have become aware of your inner emotions and transform them. The other piece of it all with the Queen of Cups, they're very empathic, very connected to the spirit world. And what happens when we connect more and more and more to the spirit world, we start expanding the unconditional love, the awareness of it. It begins to just seep into our being on here. It helps waken us up to who we really are. And so we start seeing ourselves more and more clearly. It's like Rumi when they say that we don't have to find capital L love. We just discover the obstacles that we've created growing up between us and that love. And then as we become aware of that, all those emotional blocks that have been blinding us, and as we remove them, we're like, wow, and we become more and more aware of who we are. So one, it has to do with your connection to spirit, because in that there's like a repercussion of connecting to the spirit world, and the unconditional love energy of that expands. And then also you've been looking in the depth of your emotions where you can also release those emotions, and that's those blocks that were keeping you from seeing that. So that's the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else they have here too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all this Wands energy. So you have the Two of Cups. So you've been developing this deep relationship with your higher self, walking hand in hand together. And that's what happens with our little human self when it just feels like this is all I am. But as we realize we're so much more, there's this bond that changes here. And you've got 3 Wands cards. I mean, Wands cards. You got the Three of Wands, which is about changing direction in your life. 4 of Wands, that's more joy and celebration. And the 7 of Wands, being more true to your authentic self. And that's what happens with all of this too, is when we're become less and less afraid of expressing our true self, we discover our true self more and more. And that's where you're able to have that compassion and understanding. Because when we're in fear, we act like a 2-year-old to ourselves too, kicking ourselves in the shins and being mean and saying mean things to ourselves, because that's what we do when we're in fear. We treat everyone like that and ourselves. We're a little 2-year-old and that pet hissing cat, right? But there's this beautiful energy that transforms, and we start being kinder to ourselves because we're not in fear. Yeah, and again, you got um well, you had the Four of Wands, but you have the Four of Cups and the Knight of Swords too. So this is the emotional stability that comes in, that when we discover that Ace of Cups here. So the outside world cups are not fulfilling, and when you turn inward, you find that more fulfilling here. You got the Knight of Swords too, which is, as you've been, looking into your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets too. It's like, why do I believe that? What's the story behind that? You're changing in the heart, you're changing in the mind, and all of this stuff allows this different communication within yourself, because you're not, it's like you're being more and more gentle with yourself because you're able to be. Yeah. And stepping into your power. So you have the death and rebirth card. It's like a whole new you. The magician is being aware of your energy. And so you've got the emotions and you've got the fire energy and the emotion and mind. It's like you're realizing with this magician that you are magical, that whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. And especially with energy, it's like what I focus on, I draw to me. And it's a big aha. And that's what you learned a lot about all of this, is that I, wherever I go, there I am. And so you started working on you, looking at you and not blaming everyone else for how you were feeling. You started, and have been taking responsibility for my stories, my emotions, my energy, my physical actions. Everyone else is their own. I feel like that's a big piece of that's allowed you to really have this change, this different way of looking at yourself in the world. So I like that for you. And that's what they have for you, my dear. So I like your progression and that you recognize that. All right. So many blessings to you. And thank you again for all your multiple donations. And then the second donation and last donation, then we'll get into the free readings, is Nikhil Daman. So thank you so much for your patience in getting to your reading here, and for your donation. And you wanted to know, so Anushka's current feelings for you, no contact, and what's your future? Will she contact you? All right, let's find out what's going on here. So what is going on here? What's her current feelings? Anushka's current feelings. Do you want those that here? And then what's the future they have here? All right, what else do we have? All right. So, there's a lot with the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. The underlying energy, there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of spark that's happening, going on here. We'll dig in here more. Can be passion. It can be a lot of um, anger, and not really so much anger as it is in anxiety and reactionary energy. It just feels like they're at a very volatile time just in their lives in general. I don't feel like it's directly at you, but I just feel like they want you to know that there's like, it's like the volcano's been having tremors for a long time. So if you were like, oh my gosh, look at, there's smoke, there's going to be a volcanic eruption. They've been having a lot of stuff going on in their life that just put them on the edge, if that makes sense. All right, well, let's take a look here and see what their current feelings are here. Yeah. You know, we've got the Four of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Four of Cups, they've got like this emotional stability, but they almost, it feels here like they've been getting things from the outside world, but not feeling very ignited by it. You can see how when the Four of Cups, they're bored with the regular cups of the outside world, the regular emotions of the outside world. And you have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles is like this trying to find it's like they're trying to find a new way of looking at their worth in relationship to the outside world. It just feels like they're, I won't say lost, but they're frustrated that all this stuff that they've been trying to fill their heart up with has made them feel emptier. And that's how it works. No one can love us to the extent that we need to be loved besides ourselves. Because what we're looking for, what our soul hungers for, what our heart hungers for, is the unconditional love of the higher realms, right? Humans can't give that to us. They just reflect back to us the emptiness that we're feeling. And then eventually we turn inward and upward out of frustration. Then we fill up. And then when we find love in the outside world, it's not lacking because we're full on the inside. It's above and beyond extra. So the love of the outside world transforms as we find our self love. And I feel like that's what her journey is right now, or their journey, that they're trying to find this, what will make them, their heart feel full, because I feel like they've accomplished things in the outside world that they thought, well, this is supposed to make me happy. Why am I not? And I feel like it's, you're just a piece of all that. And that's why they're kind of just withdrawn on this search. Let's see what else they have coming in here. Yeah, they've got the Ace of Wands and the Moon card coming in. So there's a lot of hidden and unknown bubbling below the surface, this passion that's bubbling down there. Let me get some clarity on this with these next two cards. Let me just see what this is here. Yeah. They do have the World card, which is an ending of an old cycle, beginning of new adventures, and making plans. And the Two of Wands is like they're looking in the outside world, but can be a choice between two people with passion too. And I want to dig a little deeper here. Let me look at, well, these cards are about your future. Let me just make sure. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about these first, because I feel like, you know, they're still in this deciding kind of, journey. We've got the Emperor card, which is, it's like Aries energy. It's someone like that rules over their empire. That's ourselves ruling over our lives and us trying to decide. We've heard a lot of supposed tos and should be's and need be's and all of these, advisors advising us about life. And the emperor then clears the throne room and says, thank you for your advice, but I'm the one that makes the decisions. And that's why I feel like they're trying to decide what do they want in life, and they're trying to figure things out. And this Knight of Cups is the quester of love. They're questing, they're looking for that Ace of Cups. So I feel like it's still open as far as, this will she contact you in the future? Because I feel she's off trying to find out what will make her heart feel full. I wanted to kind of look here to see with this new passion, this endings, beginnings, the Two of Wands, the Moon, all that energy can sometimes, that combo almost feels like they're, they think they're finding love in someone else, or passion, or attraction. I want to just verify here. Is this a person? Another person? What can you tell us here? All right, what's this? No, I don't see it that it's another person, so that's good. I feel like they're not that kind of person, because we got the Chariot card, and the Four of Swords is they're kind of resting and nesting, trying to figure things out. And the Chariot card is the power of choice card, where they're trying to figure out and trying to make a decision. So that reinforces that they're just, I don't know what I want, and why isn't anything in my life fulfilling me, and why do I feel so empty? And I feel like that's their journey there, and they haven't decided yet. That's why when we're looking to see, will they contact you in the future, there's possibilities there. It wasn't a no, they're moving on somewhere else. It's like they're on this quest for trying to find this inner love, and they're trying to figure things out. And I don't feel like there's so many choices they can make with that power of choice with the Chariot card coming in too, that it's like um, we don't know. It can go either way right now. So because there's decisions that they need to make, it's you know all up in the air right now with those energies. So I know I wish I had a better answer for you there, but based on current energies, that they're undecided. So that's what they have there for you. So I wish, Nikhil, I wish I could have, gone deeper there. Uh, they just they brought me to this fork in the road where there's like 80 different ways that they could go, and they're like, "Well, you're one of those options, but all these other things they're trying to figure out in their life can determine that." So it's up in the air right now. They're just trying to figure their life out. So hopefully that helps. But that's what they have. And thank you again for your donation. I really appreciate that. All right, everybody. So thank you for your patience in getting to your free readings as well. So I'm going to shuffle these cards up. For all of the rest of the free readings, we're putting the energy in. Let's move these. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. They just want me to. All right. So you guys are doing that, huh? All right. So just stacking the deck. All right. And then I'm going to take half of the deck here. We'll move the other half over here. We'll shuffle these. And we'll pull a couple cards for each. And Kritika Malhotra, you are up first. All right. So, reading for July. And if you have not checked out your July monthlies, be sure to check those out. There is a playlist on my main page. Excuse me. It's choking me up. Your July is going to be so beautiful. But there's a playlist for July for each individual zodiac sign, as well as the solstice readings, their relationship readings. So make sure to check those out for additional information. So you do have your July, feels like the temperance card has been like you've been waiting patiently for something to come and to form. It's one of those going back and forth and back and forth. But this 8 of Wands it's ready. You're about to, in July, something that feels like it's been just drawing out, which is what that alchemy is. It starts off with a base metal and 2 cups, and the temperance goes back and forth. But each time it pours, there's magic, and it turns it closer to gold, closer to gold. But then suddenly, out of nowhere, it's gold, and that's what's going to happen in July. Whatever this is that you've been patiently waiting to unfold, just completes out of nowhere, and boom, here it comes. So I like it for you. That's their big energy they want you to know about, and I feel like what you've been waiting patiently on, and so it sparks in July. Right, so that's what they have for you, Kritika. And then Ange 777, like a general reading for July. And as I said for Kritika, make sure to check out the July monthlies and also the solstice readings. They include all 3 months, but July will give you an in-depth too. And all those are linked in the description box, not the description box of the video, on my main page. They are all listed there. All right, well, you have the Full card and the Emperor. Now, this is, 2 major arcana. So it tells me here with the Emperor, this is you making a change, you choosing to end something and allow a new beginning. Aries energy with the Emperor, but they're the ones that are figuring things out. They're the ones that got a lot of advice, a lot of input from a lot of people in the kingdom, the empire, and they're like, all right, thank you, everybody. Now I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to make these choices. I'm going to put energy and have this movement. Well, the Full card, of course, being the 0, the first card in the major arcana, that follows the last card of the world, which is endings of old cycles, beginning of this new adventure. And so I feel like in July, you get to this point where you're ready to make a decision. You're deciding, you're putting everyone's opinion to the side, you're considering what advice you think is important, not out of fear, just out of information. and you're ready to make a leap. You're ready to have this start that happens in July. So it's up to you, though, with that Emperor to initiate this change. And it won't just come to you. This is something that you have to be like, all right, I decided I'm going to do this, and I'm ending this stuff, and here I'm going. And I like it. It's a very much the beginning of a new adventure for you in July. So I like that. You just have to step into your power and make it happen. Boom shakalaka. All right, so that's what they have for you, Anju. Many blessings. And then Shiv Shakti, you want to know who's coming with loyal, authentic love offer. Oh, wow. Well, it looks like yourself here. So you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is the hermit's kind of journey. Nine being the hermit card, Pentacles being the outside world. You have spirit here. And Ace of Cups is the chalice, the Holy Grail, the unconditional love from the higher realms. So it starts off here. The loyal, authentic love offer comes from the spirit world to you, offering you this eternal, unconditional love that fills up your heart. And I like that. That's where this love starts. This is what love comes in for you. Starts with that self love, but it's founded in the love that Creator and Spirit have for you, letting it soak into your heart and realizing that. When you do, it does bring in eventually, because self love starts here. You can't give or receive more love to others or from others than you have for yourself. So if you don't have a ton of self love, you can't give a whole lot to someone else nor receive a whole lot from them. So this is this important time of finding that, discovering that beautiful connection. And then I do feel heck here with the Nine of Pentacles. Feels very Virgo to me. The Hermit card is number 9 and they are an earth sign. I do feel like you will find like a Virgo earth sign energy in the future, but it starts with the self-love who brings you your authentic, because humans can't give us authentic love. They give us conditional love. That's what a human can give, because that's what they've only known. Until someone experiences unconditional love, then they're able to give a stronger, more free love. But so I feel like this is an important step that you have coming first. So hopefully that makes sense, and that's what they have for you, Shiv Shakti. So many blessings to you. And then Patricia, ancestor message on detaching from your dad. You feel betrayed, and help with forgiveness. All right, we'll take a look here. Yeah, we see here, the Lover's card is the power of emotional choice, and the Five of Pentacles is the feelings of being abandoned, being left behind out in the cold, those feelings of low self-worth, right? And a big piece of this that comes in, number one, when we realize that your dad was only able and is only able to give to you what he gives to himself. So if you feel betrayed by them, then it's because they cannot be true to themselves and they betray themselves all the time. And so that's the only thing that they can offer is that. Um excuse me. So, you know, throughout all the histories and everything else, especially since we're talking about your ancestors, one of the things like for my dad, what I how I was able to forgive him is when I realized what childhood he had. He was when he was a baby, his mom, while his dad was away at war, um, took my dad over to his grandmother's house and dropped him off. So his dad's mother, and said, "Here, I don't want this child. I'm divorcing his father while he's at war." Right. And so my dad was raised in the beginning by his grandmother, and then when he came back from the war, he got married, and then the stepmom, he was still a young toddler, would leave him with dirty diapers in his crib and stuff, and so his dad ended up taking him back to his mom's, and his grandmother raised him. And so when you're realizing this is the kind of childhood my dad had, what he didn't have an example of loving, caring, and all that. You can imagine that how people act is what they learned when they were younger, and they haven't. If they haven't done any inner work to transform that, they're just going to be regurgitating what has happened from generation, generation, generation. And what normally happens is, like a parent, okay, so a parent has a childhood, right? They learn from their parent, who learned from their parent, who learned from their parent. And, we usually don't do a whole lot of self reflection until like our 30s and our 40s and beyond. But usually we've had children by then and already passed on the stuff from the previous generation, and then we're like, "Oh, no." So unless we do any of that inner work, we will pass it on too, and if we've had children already, chances are we've already passed that on to them too already, and so when we look at this, and look at the past and look at, you know, everyone does the best they can do with the energy and the information they have at the time. We always do, but that's all we're able to give, right? And so if we don't have like if your dad doesn't have a whole and didn't have a whole lot of self-love for himself, he's not able to give a whole lot of love because we can't give or receive love more than to the extent we love ourselves. So if I love myself that much, no matter how much love he wanted to give, all that will get out is bleep, bleep, and no matter how much love you want to give them, it's going to trickle in. And so that's their life experience. And when we realize that every moment is either of unconditional love or fear, when we look at someone's behavior, their actions or non-actions or words or silence, whatever they're doing, if it's not of unconditional love, then there's fear tinted in with it. And when a human's in fear, our little inner child feels unsafe or out of control. It's going to bump out our intelligent, loving, compassionate side, and a little 2-year-old and its pet hissing cat are there, and it's going to do stupid, unloving, uncompassionate things to try to feel safe and in control again. Has nothing to do with us. And so when we realize these actions and or non-actions, words or signs of fear weren't about me, this was about their life and what was going on there, allows me to really release them. It's like if you're swimming out to save your dad from drowning and his arms are flying over the place and he hits you upside your head, and then he sees that you're there and he grabs onto you out of fear and almost drowns you. He's not doing it on purpose, he's panicking. And when humans panic, they do stupid stuff, and like I said, unloving, uncaring. And so when we look at that and go, all right, it's not detaching from your dad, it's detaching your worth from their actions or non-actions, words and non-words. One of the best ways I heard forgiveness stated, which is so beautiful, is it's like forgiveness is when I choose to stop being a vessel of pain that came from other people's actions or words or non-actions or silence, um, that I pour out that pain. I'm no longer holding this against anyone. I'm pouring it out, and then I'm allowing myself to become a vessel of love instead. So I pour out the pain, not that I'm not gonna let anyone walk all over me or do whatever, we'll still remember, but we're not going to be a vessel of pain. We're choosing to become a vessel of love instead. And it's that power of choice. That's the release of the wrath. And that comes from understanding all that. So hopefully that helps. I know that was a bit deep. I think that was for more than just you and I, but hopefully that helps, Patricia. And hang in there, right? So much love to you. And then Ateshi Singh, you're up. When will SP reach out in the 3D? I like that. uh, you know, looks like they got some balancing going on here. The King of Cups is balancing of the head and the heart, and the Five of Swords is the battle between the head and the heart. And it just feels like it's kind of undecided right now because they're trying to balance their heart wants to reach out, but the head is like, no, it's trying to filter and trying to, and that's what there's this tug of war going on between the head and the heart with these two cards coming in here. Eventually, the heart always wins. So I feel like you will hear from them in doing that. I'm just going to pull a charm here and see if I get any. Because I got numbers in here. Is there any numbers coming in here? Yeah, you got 3, 5, and you got the 5 here. Um, yeah, so I feel like it's this 3 to 5, because the 5 at first stood out to me with the 5 of swords. So it feels more, it doesn't feel like 3 to 5 days. That seems like it's might be too soon. It could be, but I was thinking more like 3 to 5 weeks. But this is all depends on how fast in their energy. Could be 3 to 5 days if they make some decisions and the battle rages fast and they get clarity in here. But 3 to 5 is what is coming in here. So I think I don't feel like 3 to 5 months. I feel like it's 3 to 5 days or 3 to 5 weeks is the ranges that are coming in there. So, but I feel like they got some clarity to go on between these two first, and that's what we're kind of waiting on. All right. So hopefully that helps a little bit of Teshi. That's what they have for you right now. And then Lynx Lee, you're up. Anything you need to know? All right. Wow. You got some pentacles going on here. Got the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. And what this does, the Queen of Pentacles is about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and birthing, but it comes from here of you caring for yourself and focusing on you, nurturing yourself is important. And as you focus in on this, you can see the Queen has the Ace of Pentacles, the Page has the Page of Pentacles. Those are all about worth and self-worth and about how to see your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. So I just feel like there's this time here. What you need to know is to focus on you, focus on your self-love, because that impacts your self-worth. It allows you to see that you're priceless, not that retail price of the outside world when we look at there and we hear the world tell us, you're on the clearance rack. And we're like, what? It's hard for us to believe that we're on clearance, but in some people's eyes, because they are looking in a mirror, when they see us, when they see themselves at low value, they see us at low value. That's just the way it works. It's the mirroring system. And so sometimes we just have to go with it, and realize I'm going to turn back to me and turn inward and upward and find my pricelessness. And then I see the world differently as well. And then the world sees me differently because I'm projecting a different me to the world, a higher, more accurate, lovable, 100% lovable, unconditional, right? Energy. So I feel like it's a time here for you to focus on your self-care, your self-love, all right? So that's what you need to know right now, Linksley. So many blessings to you. And then Pinky Tawari, your future spouse. Let's see here. What did they want you to know about your future spouse? All right. Well, you got a lot of earthy energy, the Empress and the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is like a message of it's worth the wait, because it's the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And the Empress energy is new birth and creativity and abundance. And I feel like they're looking some, I'm worth the wait. I feel like that's their message to you is it'll take a while, but it's good because you don't want the bread to be taken out of the oven too early and it to be gross and unbaked and just get a mouthful of dough. You are wanting, a solid, complete, well cooked, bread with this example. And they're like, but it's totally worth it if you just can hang out. The Empress is another one of those, like we just talked about the Queen of Pentacles. The Empress is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing yourself. So take the time while you're waiting to focus on expanding your self-love, your self-worth, because the more you both raise your love vibration, the faster you guys come together too. And so it's important during this slow time where you feel like it's like going really, really slow. It's happening on purpose to give you time to reflect on your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and your emotions and energies and transform these. It's like this big clearing out of your mind and your heart and your energy and your even your physical world that allows this energy to change within you that prepares it. But it does help you raise your love vibration so you guys can be brought together sooner. So that's what they have for you right now, Pinky. So many blessings to you. And then Day Sturgis, you'd like an energy reading. Let's see what we got here. All right. Well, you're getting this message from the spirit realm that they recognize you, you're seen, you are supported, and though the outside world does not see you, they do. The Three of Cups represents like your spiritual posse, your guardian angel and angels and spirit guides and loved ones and ancestors. And then the Six of Wands is here's the victory. But, even though this audience out here is transparent, it's like the physical world feels empty. Like you don't feel like you're getting recognition from the outside world. But here's the spotlights from creator and spirit saying, we see you, we see what you do, the stuff that you work on your inside, the stuff you do for others, the lives you spare every day. I used to joke like that. Do you know how many lives were spared today by my power of choice? Everyone should be very happy. That's the kind of the energy that's coming in here is recognition for everything that you've done and that they're high-fiving and applauding you and encouraging you to continue on your journey. But you are recognized, you are seen, and of course, you are unconditionally loved. And I feel like that's what they want you to know right now with your energies is this recognition. It's continue to expand and do what you've been doing. It's very well supported here. All right. So that's what they have for you, Day Sturgis. So many blessings to you. And then, Almighty Great Courts, you are up. So why is Spirit telling you to focus on romance? Evidently it's part of your transformation here. You've got the World card and the Hanged Man. So the World card is an ending of old cycles, a beginning of new adventures. The Hanged Man is transformational energy, like from caterpillar to butterfly. And I feel like they're telling you that they want you to focus on romance right now because you have changed and they want you to see that romance is different now. That, it's like when you do a cost benefit analysis based on old ways, you're like, they're not ain't worth it at all. But when you take a new outlook and see things differently, then you're like, oh wow, you recognize how you changed and how you're drawing in different people because of how you have changed, that you're not going to be having the same type of relationship. It's like when you get like a, "Ugh, I don't want a relationship." The clarity that spirit brings in is you don't want that old type of relationship, but this new one that we have will show you a better reflection of who you are and from compared to before. So I feel like it's, they want to bring a mirror in super close so you can be able to see that. And then also the individual that you will draw in will be one of your you'll be one of the biggest teachers for each other because of where you both have come from. You're able to share more and and help each other transform more into that beautiful butterfly from the caterpillar. It's like an important stage of release that comes in. Intimate relationships, they definitely teach us unconditional love and patience. And I feel like it's an important time for you to recognize a lot of where you've come from, and you'll recognize that within this relationship that draws in. So hopefully that makes sense. Great Courts. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then Blueberry. You want to have a reading about your future spouse. All right. And you are a Gemini. All right. Well, you definitely have a future spouse. It's in the cards. You have the Four of Wands, the marriage card, joy, celebration, marriage. King of Swords is a big thinker. So air signs, right? You got your Geminis, your Libras, your Aquarians. Could also be Virgos and Capricorns. They're big thinkers, even though they're Earth element. They're because they're ruled by Mercury, but you got this energy coming in here of a big thinker, someone who's a great communicator, but they can really get into their heads. So you would ask them, "So what do you think about me?" You wouldn't ask them, "What do you feel about me?" They're like, "Feelings? Hold on, let me compute." You know, so just to be aware here that your future spouse is going to be very intelligent. It just might be you have to remind them to give you some emotions sometimes. I'm sure you can break them. You can do it. Well, of course, you're a Gemini too, so you will get along with them very much. I totally just spaced that till I saw that. But with the King of Swords, yeah, you've got that great ability to communicate and learn. So you guys have that in common. You will be intellectually stimulating with each other, intelligent, great conversations, like hours of talking, and you guys are just like num num num, eating it all up. So I like that because I feel like that's an important part of your relationship is communication and intellect, and be able to keep a conversation, intelligent conversation going right. But I like that. So that's a little bit of a tidbit about your future spouse. And that's what they have for you, Blueberry. Many blessings. And then Nelia, your free reading, you'd like a general reading. Let's take a look here. All right. So you do have the judgment card coming in here, which is like your higher self calling you to see things from a different perspective. And along with the Six of Pentacles, it's about you um, balancing things out in your life here. This give and this take. I just feel like you're being called and nudged and drawn into a different part of your life that it almost feels like you're juggling two things. But so it's important for you to keep this balance between these two with that Six of Pentacles coming in here. It just feels like you're being drawn towards something. I don't feel like this is a someone. In this case, I feel like this is a something, like you're wanting to, I don't know, be able to live your dream. And so you're balancing back and forth between your full-time job and developing your dream so that you can slowly move away from full-time work to part-time to eventually no time as you're expanding your personal kind of business, your modality and whatever you're trying to do there. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what's coming in there for you, Nelia, right now is this importance of balancing and this nudging from spirit, basically telling you that it is time and that you can do it. They're calling you and nudging you for it. They wouldn't call you and nudge you for something that they couldn't, that they wouldn't support. It's like good luck, do go do this, right? So hopefully that helps. But that's what they have. So many blessings, my dear. All right. And then motivation, you are up. Will you eventually build a bond with Smith Son? All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, yeah, you got the Queen of Cups. You have this nurturing, loving energy. And the star card, here's this wish come true, but here's the umbilical cord. So there's this bond that is connected here. Just follow your heart, allow yourself to be vulnerable and seen and be emotional. Don't feel like you have to protect it because you're like, well, I want to bond with them. And it's like, well, the bond happens with the sharing of true, authentic, real emotion. Um, and follow your heart, follow your intuition. Because with this Queen of Cups, it says that you'll just, if you follow your heart, then the bond comes. So I like that. So that's what's coming in there for you, motivation. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Shika, you are up next. Let me just jot your name on here. Whoops. Come on. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. Got all the caps going. All right. There we go. So, Shika, you'd like to know current feelings of Jay towards you. All right. Let's take a look here. What is going on with Jay? Well, they're kind of going back and forth, figuring things out. They got the Seven of Cups, which is a lot of emotional confusion. And it has to do with confusion around what Nine of Cups means to them. Nine of Cups is like a dream come true, emotional dream come true, right? And so I feel like they're trying to figure out what does that mean, and is this really what my heart, because the mind is saying all this stuff, and the heart's going, but I love, and it's like, they're trying to figure it out. Is this what love feels like? Is this really the emotions that I want to feel, or what am I feeling? What's going on in here? And I do feel like there's a lot of new type of emotion that's happening, but I feel like they're trying to figure it out up here. I don't feel like they have it totally like locked down yet. So right now they do have several different emotions. I mean, if you look at it, all the seven different cups, it's like there's all this different types of emotion that they're feeling, and they're trying to figure out their overall emotional state anyway. So hopefully that helps. But that's what they have right now for you, Shika. So many blessings. And then we have Ashvin Rai. All right. Or Ashvin Ray. Sorry, I think that's how you say that. And you want to know, what is Regina think of me? What is her actions would be after meeting? All right. Well, wah, wah, wah. We got the Six of Cups. So there is this kind of past life connection, like she's known you forever. And in that, she feels safe and secure. So you guys have been in past lives together with the Six of Cups. The Ace of Wands is about passion, it's about energetic attraction. And I do feel like you guys are gonna, if you haven't met yet, um, I just feel like there's this, like, I know you, and there's this familiarity, and it's because you guys have had past lives together. And so I just feel like there's this attraction that's especially energetic. There's physical attraction, but I feel like the energetic attraction is just like, whoa, because it's just that all that past life emotion is bubbling up from the surface. So I do feel like there's like this very strong attraction between the two of you. So I feel like when they meet, it's going to be like, what is that? What is this? Why do I feel like I know him from ever ago? Right. All right. So that's what they have there for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And then X, you are up. That's easy to put your name there. So you want to know, and welcome, thank you for being a new subscriber. You want to know, what does your Libra man Justin feel about you right now? No contact. Okay. Yeah, they're kind of going around in circles in their head, and this which makes sense, Libra, very much in their head. But the Five of Cups is where the battle is, the battle between lower vibration and higher vibration emotion. So their mind is trying to control the heart, which often happens with air signs. But there is this going back and forth between the two, trying to figure things out. So it's transforming, which when the heart and the mind battle, the heart eventually wins because the heart is older. Our emotions are created first, and then our mental brain. So in the long term, our heart can wear down the mind. But right now, I feel like they're really caught up in their head, just spinning, trying to figure out their emotions, trying to figure out what they're feeling right now, which they're going back and forth like a Libra scale, going, well, on this hand, but on this hand, but on this hand, but on this hand. And they're like overthinking things. And it's like, come on now. But I don't feel like they've made a decision yet based on current energy. I feel like they're just kind of trying to figure everything out. So hopefully that helps a little bit. All right, so that's what they have for you, X. So many blessings to you. And then Orchid Rain, you are up. Oops. There we go. And you want to know, will he be at your door in the near future? Uh, you know, with the Moon card and the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is like Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. There's sensuality and stuff there, but there's so much Mother nurturing energy with Mother Luna, and then this kind of Empress, Queen of Pentacles energy is a lot about taking care of myself. spending time with me, nurturing, pampering myself, giving myself all the love and all that. So I really feel like with this that I don't feel like they're at your door because I feel like they're kind of being kept away so that you can spend some much needed time on yourself, giving yourself this self-love that you've been looking for. So I feel like that's what's coming in with that orchid rain. So many blessings to you. Right. Making our way down the list here. So we've got Highness, you are up. And then, whoops. And then Madam Bud, you will be up after that. All right, let me just put your name in here too while I'm typing there. All right. So Highness, you want to know, is IS talking bad about you behind your back? All right. I don't think talking bad. We've got the Lovers card here, which is about important relationships and, emotional choices. It's a positive kind of energy. And the Knight of Swords is movement of communication. So I feel like there is talking going on, but I don't feel like with this, I feel like this is important friendship, important relationship energy. It's not like, somebody is saying something crass or mean. It just feels like there is communication, but I just, you know, I just I don't feel like it's necessarily bad. I just feel like it's information, just gossip, but they're not like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they're doing that," or "I can't believe blah, blah." They're just like, "Did you hear so and so's doing that?" Like, "Really? Yeah. Wow, good for them. All right." I don't feel like it's falling on any ears that are interested in knowing anything. Like, "Oh, tell me more." They're like, "Okay, well, good for you." Like, "Oh, wow." So I don't feel like it's anything bad. I just feel like they're just sharing information and not getting a whole lot of people buying in or caring about it. All right, good for her, good for him, whatever. So I like that. All right, so that's what's coming in there for you, Highness. So many blessings. And then Madam Bird, you are up. So a love reading for this weekend, and you're very welcome for your last question being answered here. All right. You've got this good, solid foundation with the Four of Pentacles, and you got the Ten of Cups, which is joy, 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 and celebration that's coming in here. Four of Pentacles is like home. I don't know, feel like with the combination of these, it just feels like you're a homebody this weekend, and you're just kind of chilling and Netflixing it. And there is the opportunity with the Ten of Cups, if there's someone that you're interested in that reaches out, that you can spend to some time together, but it's more low key hanging out at home rather than being like a date for dinner or blah blah blah. It's more like, hey, do you want to, we're having a barbecue. You want to come over and hang out? Or I'm going to throw some steaks or whatever, some chicken on the grill, or if you're a vegan, throw something like grilled vegetables or whatever it is. And I just feel like there's this opportunity for this, but it's more just like I feel like it's someone you already know, but it's just hanging out um, with joy, joy, joy. And as long as you can kind of just remember that your solidness comes from in here, not out here, right? You don't get defined by them. You get to define yourself. Your worth comes in here. And I feel like if you just go in it without expectations and just enjoy it, I feel like there would be some, you know, fun times, to be had here with this card energy. So hopefully that helps, Madam Bud, but that is what is coming in. So home it is. All right. Many blessings. All right. Just have a couple more here. So we got etc. etc. You are up next. And let me just get that typed in here. I wanted to correct it. There we go. And then after you is Sean G. So we got both of them in there. All right. So etc. etc. Oh, well, thank you so much for your thanking me for all that I do. I really appreciate that. You want to know, will Jim message you soon? You know, you got the swords coming in here, which is communication, but the five of swords is the struggle between the heart and the mind, and the 10 of swords, once they get out of their head and they let the expectations go, then do feel like they will reach out. But I just feel like they're working through some things between their head and their heart coming in. Let me see if we have anything on timing at all here. Well, we've got the number 6 or the number 9, and we've got Leo energy, and 2 hearts. So I feel like it's between, you know, it feels like 6 to 9 days. I don't know, are they on vacation or something? It just feels like they're away and they're kind of detached from a lot of things. But I feel like they'll either contact you and say and make plans between 6 to 9 days from now, or they'll contact you within 6 to 9 days from now. With this energy coming in here, I just feel like they got to let go of a lot of stuff coming in with all of this. 10 of swords, and the 5 of swords is this mental conflict with their brain, and the 10 of swords is, I'm ready to let go of all these trying to please everybody type of things. And so I feel like they've got all these rules, all this stuff that's going on, and but I do feel like they're traveling or something. So I feel like that's why there's some delay in reaching out. But I feel 6 to 9 days is an important time frame, if that makes sense. Right. So that's what they have for you, etc., etc. And then Sean G, you are up last but not the least. And for everyone else, if I missed anyone, my deepest apologies. I would I'm sorry that if I miss someone. I will be back though in, let's see, it's almost 3. So about 3 hours and 20 minutes I'll be back for my evening session. I'm also on tomorrow and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and tonight and tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So feel free to join me then. All right. All right. And as soon as I'm done, I will post a comment listing the order in which all the readings were completed. So your question, Sean G, is the romantic energy between you and S. Well, you got the Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups. That's a lot of love right there. A lot of heightened love and newer love. The love that starts within each of you that makes its way out to each other. But there is this love connection that's here. I feel like it's, the ace is the beginning of love, but the page is extension. It's an elevation of love that comes in too. So, it feels here that they're, it just almost feels like you guys have had a lot of emotion and attraction for a while, because it feels like they're kind of reminiscing the Ace of Cups, going, I remember when we met and I was so excited and blah, 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 blah. And, when we meet someone, we have no expectations. This is how much we appreciate someone, right? But over time, let's say they're giving us this, so it can be on screen. So we think they're this awesome. And then we start to date, and we start to date exclusively, then we get engaged, and then we get married. Suddenly, they became less and less impressive, and then like, why did you change? And they haven't, but our expectations have changed. And I just feel like that's where this Page of Cups, it's like taking it to a new level, because I feel like if we can let go of expectations and start focusing on what we're grateful for, when we have all those expectations, we're always focusing on who someone's not being instead of who someone is. And then when we focus on who someone's not being, they get more not, because it grows. If we focus on who someone is, then we get more of that. And I feel like there's this change coming in here with all of this, and this awareness of like, yeah, they didn't change. My expectations did. Let me try to get those back down to zero. And then you're like, wow, it's a higher vibrational relationship when we're able to do that. because that gratitude grows that other thing instead of us feeling like, nagging. What? You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. Guess what? I'm going to do less of that now. So I like that message for you. I feel like there is a strong emotional connection there with both that Ace of Cups and Page of Cups. So I like it, Shanji. And that's what they have for you. So that is all the messages for right now. And like I said, in here in a moment, I'll post a comment listing the order in which all the readings were completed. I did get to 4 free readings in this morning's session. So if you were among the top 4, you'll be mixed somewhere throughout that video because I jumped around. But happy hunting. If you can't find yours, let me know. All right, everybody. So until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your lives, you are truly, eternally, unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.